Hello, and welcome back to Gardenia Plant Care in the United Kingdom. This is episode three. Yeah. I'd like to talk today about the title labelled "Can I repot my gardenia into any old compost I've got lying around?" Well, it wasn't that. It's "Can I repot my gardenia into any old compost?" But yeah, if we've got it lying around, it's very tempting. So just go into your potting shed or your greenhouse and grab any old bag that you can find, or some Miracle Grow or something, and just that'll do attitude. Well, it won't do, and I'll explain why. You can go back over my old first series and look at the video of compost, how I make my own compost, so you can see what is best to start with. It's got no added feed in it from the start, so you can add back what you like as you go along, which is great. You know what's already in there, so that's a good mix to make. With potting soils you get from composts you get from like the garden centre or B&Q or somewhere. Manufacturers tend to add in feed. This compost will feed your plant for 6 weeks, but you don't know what's in it, and I don't like that, so I like to start from afresh. But you can always go and pick up an Ericaceous plant mix, which is for acid-loving plants like Gardenia, and then mix your own ingredients to make that soil more aerated, doesn't compact, so that the roots can breathe easily. Just with the Ericaceous compost on its own, it tends to hold too much water and not enough air around the roots, so that's why I make my own basically. And you can go back and watch that on the last series. It's all there for you to watch. Now, the reason you can't use any old compost is because if it's not Ericaceous, then it's not suitable. It's not lime free, so there will be lime in there to bring the pH up, and by the manufacturers, and that's the opposite of what Gardenias like. So you need an Ericaceous, what we call an Ericaceous compost, which is for acid loving plants. If you do plant in the alkaline compost, like any old compost, like multi-purpose compost, you're going to end up turning the leaves very yellow, because the plant won't be able to get the nutrients it needs from the soil, and you'll stunt the growth, and you could eventually end up killing the plant, which isn't good, because we want the pH of the soil to be around 5.5 to 6 mark at the most. So yeah, an Ericaceous compost mix you can get from the garden centre will do fine, because we want that acidity in the compost. There's no lime added to it, so it's perfect for gardenias. But again, I'd recommend you go back and watch my first episodes on soil mixes on the last series, because you need to create that air fast draining mix. It's no good having like a soaking wet sponge, because the roots are just going to rot. Gardenias don't like their feet in wet water, they just don't. So damp and quick draining is far better than compacted and soaking wet. You'll just lose them, so you'll end up with the leaves falling off. You'll just waste your money basically. So to get it right from the start also will stop a lot of problems further down the line. So yeah, in answer to that question, can I repot my gardenia in any old compost, the answer is no. So I hope that helps and explains why. And if you listen to the video and you get Ericaceous compost, or you make your own from my previous videos, you'll see a huge improvement in your success rate. So I would suggest you do that rather than don't just grab any old compost from the greenhouse and say that will do, because it won't do. You're just going to ruin that plant very quickly. I hope that helps, and you're finding all this information quite useful, hopefully towards getting your gardenias to thrive instead of die. In the next episode, what am I studying in the next episode? What if I neglect feeding my gardenia? That's a big one. People tend to manage that one quite well without me mentioning it. We'll go into that quite deeply in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.